Hey, how's it going? It's Sophia here from Zen Guidance. I hope all is well with you today, and thank you so much for clicking on this pick a card reading. So, in this reading, we're going to be looking at what your person thought the last time they saw you. So, if you want to find out what your person was really thinking when you last saw each other, whether you spoke or not, this is the reading for you. So, all you need to do is choose one of the three images on your screen. Feel free to pause the video here if you need some time to make your choice. But oftentimes, it's the first image or the first card that you're drawn to that will be the one for you. So lean into your intuition, and once you've made your choice, you can go to the description box below where you'll find the corresponding timestamps to your chosen pile. Okay, so let's get into your reading now. Click the timestamp and I'll see you there. Hey there, group one. Let's see what your person really thought the last time they saw you. Okay. So what did they think the last time they saw you? I may look first at what they thought about your appearance, because I feel like a lot of you want to know, like, if they felt attracted to you, what they thought about how you looked. And obviously our appearance is the first thing we see. Okay, so I feel like that'd be a good way to start the reading off, and then I'll get into what were they thinking. Okay. So what did they think of the way that you looked the last time they saw you? Now, for some of you, this may also apply to photos if you haven't seen each other in person. Okay, if this is an online connection, it may be the last time you posted a photo. What did they think? Okay, so what did they think of how you looked the last time they saw you? What did your person think of how you looked the last time they saw you? Okay, so we have daughter value. Okay, so your person was definitely thinking that you looked quite well put together and wealthy. Okay, like you may have been wearing something designer. Okay, maybe there was a label showing, or it may be more of that more demure but like old money vibes. Okay, the way that you were dressed. Okay, definitely something expensive about the way that you looked. Maybe even the environment that you were in was quite an expensive one, especially if this was a photo. Like you may have been in a fancy restaurant or on a yacht. But there's definitely this energy surrounding money when it comes to you, okay? So in terms of your appearance in the way that you looked. Now I'm also seeing the doorway here. So they may have seen you walk through like this entrance through the door. Like they may have been sat down whilst you were walking in, like you walked past them. Could be the other way around, but I'm just seeing this like one person walking through the door. Okay, so what did they think about how you looked the last time they saw you, group one? What did they think of how you looked the last time they saw you? Okay, we've got the seventh chakra. Indecision. The colour red is really standing out here. So I don't know if you're wearing the colour red, okay? Or again, maybe it was a red like background environment, a red chair that you were sat in, or a red door you were walking through. Maybe even like red lipstick, red jewelry, like a ruby or something. I'm getting these very rich tones as well, like gold. Okay, these gold or brassy, like earthy, rich tones. Okay, so again, these may have been colors you're wearing, could be like in that earthy range of like brown or khaki. Again, maybe wearing gold accessories. Okay, what did your person think when they last saw you? What did they think of how you looked in your physical appearance? Oh, look, King of Coins. So again, money, money, money. Like they definitely felt, like I said, you look like, whether or not you actually are, okay, they felt like you looked very wealthy. Yeah, this is definitely giving me like almost like wife husband vibes. Like this is what your person was like picking up on, or something about your appearance. Like you would be somebody that they would be proud to have on their arm. Like, yeah, there's like a modesty that I'm seeing here. But then, yeah, I'm seeing something about cleavage. Okay, so maybe you're wearing like a low cut top. Okay, or they were drawn to look at that particular area. They may have thought your chest area looked very inviting in some way. Whether it's man or woman, doesn't matter. It's something about the chest, the neck, but also hair is coming through here. So if your hair was down, like flowing, I feel like that was something they were very drawn to. But I'm also seeing a nice glow in your skin, like your skin looked very glowy. So yeah, maybe you just naturally are just glowing like that. Maybe you've got a tan, or you've been on holiday. Yeah, or maybe you just wear lots of oils, or maybe you just have that natural glow about your skin. But definitely your person was drawn in by that, okay? Like you were definitely, even like, look at one of these lights I've got here is like shining down here on this, especially this card, because I'm seeing like the forehead, specifically like the right side of the face is like shining. So maybe the sun was like beating down on the right side of your face, or the way that they were looking at you. Like it's here, it's on his right side of the face. But obviously it's a mirror image, so that's the left looking at it from this way. But it feels like something about like them not necessarily seeing the whole of you. Like maybe there was a part of you that was in shadow, or you were sat like in a position where maybe it was your profile facing each other, or I don't know, something about like an angle here. Okay, but I also see something about you walking away, okay, and your person noticing you walking away. So yeah, if you were together and then you left, okay, or you turned around, maybe you went to the bathroom, there's something about you walking away that I feel like, yeah, and obviously without getting crude about it, but I think you get my meaning. The back of you, I feel like they were very drawn into, to looking at, okay, like they couldn't keep their eyes off you. Yeah. And I'm also getting this kind of like angelic sense about you, like you were wearing a halo. So again, it's like this light that's just emanating from you, not even just like the natural light from the sun. It's like it comes from you. Yeah. Like very, like I said, angelic, ethereal. Maybe you're wearing something kind of flowy as well. Like something, maybe there was like partly loose fitting. Like you could have been wearing like a mix and match, like something loose fitting, something tight fitting, something where there's like chest and cleavage showing, but then there's flow on the bottom. Some of you could have been wearing like a coat or something, like I said, a long cape or a dress that kind of, something about the wind as well. Like maybe like the wind was blowing through your hair, or like, I don't know, something about being in motion. I'm seeing a lot of motion here. And then how you looked in the motion was very attractive to them. Okay, I'm just going to get a couple more cards on the appearance, and then I'm going to look more so at, you know, what they were thinking, you know, about you, about your connection. Okay, so what do they think? How do they feel like you looked the last time they saw you in your appearance? Okay, we've got take the lead. And then embrace. So again, look at the light. Such a strong theme here, the light that is coming from you. Like you're just like this ray of sunshine to this person. I feel like they really in themselves light up when they see you. So whether or not they were expecting to see you, I feel like it made them really happy for sure. But there's so much heat. There's light, there's heat. Maybe you were very hot. Again, maybe there was a bit of like sweat. I mean, this could have even been in the gym, for instance. Okay, you could have been still dressed very nicely in the gym, but yeah, something about sweat or hot, like heat. Maybe this was a passionate encounter for some of you. Like this may have been, yeah, you got very close and intimate in that way, okay? There's a lot of passion that I'm seeing here, and that this person was feeling like that you looked like you're just, I just had one hot tamale, and I've never said that in my life until this moment. Okay, so that, my friends, is a channeled message. I hope you enjoyed that. But yeah, one hot tamale. So I don't know if that resonates with you. Some of you may have some like Latin roots or something. Okay. What else was I going to say? I was going to say something else here. Oh yes, that was it. So they may have seen you picking up something hot. Okay, because here, like I'm just drawn into the hands, like leaning it, reaching for something hot. So, I mean, this could have been like a cup of tea or coffee. Okay, if you know that that's where you last saw them, of course, that would make sense. So like picking up something hot, reaching for something hot. Again, I'm really trying not to get rude in this reading, but this feels like it could go there if I was going to go there. Okay, it's definitely, there's a lot of heat and chemistry before I even look at like how they really feel, just in terms of your looks. Like they are really really attracted to how you look physically. Okay, that is something very strong. So if you were wondering that, group one, wonder no more. Okay. So, and like I said, there's something about your, like the center area, like the light that's in your chest. Like I feel, like I said, they may not have been able to keep their eyes from like diverting downwards, okay, to look at that area. They definitely like that area about you, okay? And this may even be like your whole upper body, like the face, the hair, the arms, okay, the chest. But like I said, they still like the back of you as well. They like to watch you walk away. Okay, so now let's look at how they actually feel, okay? Or what they were feeling and what they were thinking when they last saw you, okay? So after taking in your obvious beauty, group one, what did they think, okay? What were they thinking the last time they saw you, okay? What were they thinking the last time they saw you? Ooh, look at this, all that glitters. And look at all that gold. So yeah, gold is very, very strong here. And again, gold is ruled by the sun. So it really feels like the sun was shining. Or like I said, there was some kind of heat force. Not force, source. Okay. Let's get a couple more of these. There's a lot more messages I've got to pick up on that one. We'll come to it. Ooh, thinker. Okay. And then truth be told. Wow, group one. I'm loving this reading for you. So, and if you're loving this too, please comment below. Oh, I just dropped some cards. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. I said even just leaving an emoji, by the way, means the absolute world to me. It really does help the algorithm for YouTube to promote my videos further. Because I've been sticking at around like 1,000 to 3,000 views. So it would be really nice for YouTube to push my videos out further. So yeah, honestly, anything you can do, whether it's just liking, if it's making sense, of course. If it doesn't make sense and you hate the reading, give it a thumbs down. Even that helps. Okay. So this glitters, all that glitters. Now the rest of that sentence is all that glitters is not gold, right? But I don't feel like that sentence is necessarily applying here. It feels more like this mask that I feel your person felt they had to wear when they were around you. Like in some way they felt like they couldn't be themselves. They couldn't be open and honest with you. I feel like they were very much up in their head. Okay, they were thinking a lot about you and about what to do. So this, like I said, may have been an unexpected meeting. Like you may have just bumped into each other. And so, yeah, they weren't expecting it. Maybe they planned something to say to you when they were next going to see you. And it kind of threw them. Okay, even if this was a planned meeting, something about the way that it happened has threw them in that moment. And they felt like they wanted to be honest with you. Okay, because look, we've even got the owls above this mask. Lots about masks coming through here. I also get the sense that your person may have thought that you were wearing a mask, group one. Okay, so there's a mirroring going on here. Like it feels like, yeah, you both were wearing a mask. So it's like both of you are trying to show like you don't care about the other one or that you're not interested. Yeah, so maybe this is a pride thing. Especially if things haven't gone that well between the two of you. It may be, yeah, that there's an element of pride that's come between you in some way. Okay, I definitely need some more clarity here. Let's get some more clarity. One more wisdom card, please. What were they thinking the last time they saw you? Lots of fours here as well. So I don't know if four has a resonance for you or your person. Okay. Oh, we've got between worlds. Yeah, your person definitely felt very stuck when they last saw you. Like they felt like for those of you where it was just like this drive-by meeting, it wasn't expected or it was kind of spontaneous. It's like, even if you saw each other across the room, if you weren't speaking, it's like this person felt like they needed to be in one place, but they wanted to come towards you. So yeah, you may have even seen each other with different people, different friends, or in a different groups or something, or just doing separate things. And then they felt like torn because they felt they needed to do what they were doing at that moment, but they also wanted to spend time and focus their attention on you. So it's like, yeah, there was like this part of them where they were feeling, conflicted. Should I go here? Should I go here? What should I do? Okay, and this is where I feel like they were like overthinking this a lot. Whereas if this was a real planned meeting and you spent a good deal of time one-on-one together, it may have been, yeah, this person was deviating between, it's still the same energy, I feel, like between telling you the truth, being open with you, but also then being closed, being hidden, being mysterious, not giving much away. So maybe you're both kind of doing this, trying to protect yourselves, protect your hearts from being hurt in some form or another, okay? But let's get some more information. What was your person thinking the last time they saw you? What was your person thinking the last time they saw you? Okay, so we have the third eye chakra. Yeah, so it makes sense because when you overthink, it blocks the third eye. So yeah, there's something about them not being able to use their intuition because they were overthinking it. So they may have been misreading things, misreading signals that you were giving them. Memories of love. Wow. Okay. So your person was so, I mean, we know this already, but they definitely were so happy to be reconnected with you. This memories of love, like this is a reconciliation. So they were very, very happy. Definitely. Okay, and I feel like they did have emotion for you as well. Like there's a sense of care. It's like very sweet. So it feels like they wanted to offer you some kind of kindness. Maybe they were quite sweet with you. Or maybe this was something that they were debating against. Should I be overly sweet or should I be more stoic? Should I appear more cool, calm and collected? Definitely this mix that I see going on here. But it's, yeah, I just feel like you'll sense this though. Like you'll sense that feeling that they had. And I feel like because you both feel the same way. So it's like, oh, I'm so happy to see you. Like I just see them like beaming from ear to ear that you were in such close proximity to them. Such a cute reading. It really is. Okay. So I'm going to get some message cards and then I will look at some fishbowl messages. I haven't done fishbowl for a little while. So I hope you're looking forward to it. Okay. So what were they thinking the last time they saw you? Ooh, I regret lying to you. Okay, so yeah, if you know that they lied, they regret it. If you don't know that they lied, they regret it. Okay, so they definitely don't feel like they've been, honest with you. So they were having regrets when they saw you about that. I love you. Wow, okay, yep. There it is. They love you. They love you. That's what they were thinking when they last saw you. Like I said, it's such a cute reading. The timing just wasn't right for us. Okay, I'm just going to get a couple of these cards as well. Oh, not my mic. I mean, that makes sense as well, doesn't it, really? Okay, so one sec. I hate that it's askew. There we go. Because they were feeling, something about maybe that they lied to you and the timing wasn't right when they did that, and they're regretting that now because I feel like they've made some kind of change here. The more I try to forget you, the more your name appears before me. So yeah, it's like they've been trying to let you go and move forwards, but they've been struggling. And then it's, I feel like, I said for a lot of you, I really feel like this was unexpected, like an unexpected run-in or something. And they felt like they were trying to forget you and then you literally just appeared before them. Okay. I still care, but we are not compatible anymore. So yeah, this may also be where they are conflicted. Okay, because they do care about you. That's very clear. Or certainly in this reading, it may not be very clear in their actions towards you at times. But through this, I mean, it's clear, look, they love you. Okay. And they still care, but in some way they may feel that you're not compatible with one another. Maybe they don't feel good enough for you in some way. But let's get some fishbowl messages. Okay, so what was your person thinking the last time they saw you? What was your person thinking the last time they saw you? Okay, we've got lonely. Yeah, maybe they did feel quite lonely when they saw you, or they were feeling lonely if they didn't feel like they could be upfront or close to you. New job. Maybe they just got a new job. Maybe that's something that they wanted to talk about with you. New beginning. Yeah, we've got two news here. So, yeah, I feel like that's what they were also thinking, that they wanted a new beginning with you. They were happy to see you, and it's like they would want some kind of clean slate with you. Double dates. Okay, so they may have been thinking about a double date. Maybe you were on a double date. That may have been the last time they saw you. Okay, or this could be that, yeah, there were like four people. Maybe that's why that number four kept coming through. Like four people together, or maybe they were with a group of four, or you were with a group of four. Or this could have just been, like I said, a passing thought. A lot of these, with the fishbowl specifically, there's a lot of different cards in here. So, these will just be sort of, these floating thoughts that, we all have when we're sat there thinking, or we're looking at somebody, and it may not be they spent a lot of depth thinking about it, but it's just things that popped up for them. So we've got, a double date. They were thinking they wanted some kind of double date. Maybe they wanted to introduce you to people that they know. We've got summer. Okay, so again, summer, that makes sense. So maybe this was in the summer the last time you saw them. Or like I said, it's like the beginning of summer, or the sun was shining. Or maybe they're thinking about doing something with you in the summer. Maybe even thinking about going on a holiday. Colleagues. Okay, so maybe you do work together, and they were thinking about that. Or they were thinking about somebody that you work with, or don't know what that would be. What were they thinking the last time they saw you? Hairdresser. So what did I say? I don't feel like it's necessarily specifically about hairdressing, but certainly something about your hair I feel like they liked. Behind the scenes. I'm just going to get a couple more and then we'll talk. Oh, I need to stop doing that. I just knocked the mic a couple times. Hope that wasn't too disruptive. Okay. Oh, you let me down and moving slowly. Okay, so they may have felt like, that you let them down. Maybe they feel like they let you down. But it makes sense, the behind the scenes, because there's a lot going on behind the scenes with this person. Like, they have such a poker face. Even though you may be able to read them, group one, or sense that you can read them, they've got this wall up. Okay, they don't like to be that open, that vulnerable. So there was a lot going on behind the scenes that you weren't aware of here when it comes to what they were thinking. But then the moving slowly. So they were thinking, I get the sense they were thinking it's moving too slowly, and it was frustrating to them. I don't get the sense that they want to move slowly. Maybe they did. Maybe that's how they've been acting. But it kind of feels like, because of how much passion is here, it just feels like they want things to move more quickly. And I feel like, there's that frustration that things are moving as slowly as they are, but maybe they feel like that's the right thing to do right now. But there it is, group one. This is what I see for you in what they were thinking the last time they saw you. So please let me know in the comments if it does resonate. Would love to have your feedback. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, the link to my website is below. I do hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now. Hey group two. So let's take a look at what your person was thinking the last time they saw you. Okay, so for most of you, this will be when you saw them in person. But for some of you, it may be when they last saw a photo of you, your last photo upload. Okay, if you haven't met in person, online. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is begin with appearance. Okay, so I'm going to see, what did they think of how you looked? Okay, it's a good idea to start there because that's what we see when we first meet people. Okay, so I'm going to start there, and then I'll look into what their actual thoughts were about you, about your connection on a deeper level. Okay, so what do they think of how you looked the last time they saw you? Group number two. What do they think of how you looked? Okay, we've got strategy. What did they think of how you looked the last time they saw you? Broken heart. Okay. Victory. What did they think of how you looked the last time they saw you? Daughter value. And the sixth chakra reverse. Okay. You may not have noticed them at first when you saw them, like they may have seen you before you saw them. Okay, I'm just sensing this, something about them noticing you not seeing them. Okay, like you could have been walking somewhere and they drove past you. You could have been somewhere very busy. You could have been doing something, even working, being very busy. I'm definitely seeing busy work here, like being on the move. Okay, this is giving me Six of Wands energy. So yeah, it may have been you were traveling or they were traveling somewhere. But it's like something about, yeah, you not seeing them or something. But then in what they thought that you, in how you looked, I'm really drawn into the lips here. Like the lips seem to be a very prominent feature. So yeah, they may be drawn into your lips. Okay, they thought that your lips looked very luscious. But also maybe something to do with your profile. Maybe it was your profile of your face showing. So again, it's like if you were walking and they were maybe even walking past you or driving past you. Or like I said, vice versa. Something about the profile and then motion. But it's like they saw you being on some kind of mission. Like almost like you weren't paying attention to them. Yeah. I know I'm supposed to be looking at their physical, like what they thought of how you looked, but I just keep picking up these other things, so I just have to go with it. But it's like, yeah, I'm saying something about the eyes being closed. So maybe even if this was a photo, maybe your eyes were closed or looking off in a different direction. Maybe it looked like your eyes were closed, but it was just like the angle again of, or maybe you were like looking down, you were doing some kind of concentrating. Yeah, it's like, this makes me think it's like a quill, like this feather here. So maybe, yeah, you were writing something down, okay? Or you were on your phone or looking off into the distance, not looking directly at them, okay? Now, you may have ended up talking after this point. Maybe this is like what they thought when they first saw you. So maybe, like I said, you ended up speaking after this point. Maybe they came up to you, but it just feels like at the beginning, what they thought, like they thought that you were busy, like focusing on other things, maybe talking to another person, something about your attention not being on them or being focused there. Okay. Now there's a lot of gold coming through here, which we did get in Group 1's reading also. So I don't know if everybody's feeling gold at the moment, wearing gold, but like I said, you could have been wearing gold, or maybe you had a nice tan to your skin, a nice glow. Maybe you were wearing some like glitter or like highlights, okay? Because I'm also seeing like highlight on the decolletage, like maybe there's a little bit of like a glistening going on there, maybe a bit of sweat, especially if you're on the go. Maybe you were running as well. You could have been running somewhere. You could have been at the gym doing some kind of, yeah, busy work. But the broken heart, there's something like pearlescent that I'm picking up from this. Because again, we're talking about physical appearance. This isn't like that your heart is broken, that they were thinking. I don't feel like it's that at all. It's something, this is your physical appearance. So yeah, I'm picking up something pearlescent, something like there's like this white shine, this gleam. So again, it's like a highlight. So yeah, maybe you were wearing highlights, or maybe you just highlighted your hair, okay? If you've changed your hair recently, if it's lightened, maybe it's just naturally lightened in the sun. Or again, maybe if this was a photo, it was the angle, the lighting of the photo, the filter even. But it's like, yeah, this shine, this pearlescent sheen. Maybe this is like sunglasses as well. You could have been wearing sunglasses that were very reflective. What else am I picking up here? I'm just going to bring this a little closer. Group number 2. So I'm just taking a moment to channel through this card because I feel like there's a lot coming through. Something about the shape, I feel like, the heart shape. Maybe you've got like a heart-shaped face and they find that to be very attractive. Maybe it's like a heart-shaped body. if there is such a thing. It's more of an upside down triangle. Okay, so they could, you know, if you're bigger on top, smaller on the bottom, they could very much like that. What else is coming through here, please, in this? What do they think of how you looked? You may have been a bit flushed, okay? In like, yeah, you may have looked hot, flushed, but they liked it. They definitely liked it. So yeah, if you went a bit red, maybe you go red when you see them, okay? Like out of a bit of embarrassment. Or again, maybe if you were doing something busy, maybe you were feeling quite hot and you were trying to get something done, especially with this door to value. It really feels like you were doing some kind of work or you were focusing on some work. Okay, now this may be monetary work, but it could be as well like body work. Like it was either like, yeah, you were doing something for your body or something for money in some way. Or that's what they were noticing. And they may also have seen like you looked quite nice, like you were well dressed. So you could have been wearing like nice clothes, something designer. Doesn't have to be designer for it to be nice, but of course, but something good quality. Like they definitely see you as, yeah, like you looked quality. Quality is just what comes through to me. I feel like I need more though. I'm not picking up as much as I was from group ones so far about the physical appearance. So I feel like we need to get a little bit more here. So what were they thinking about your physical appearance? What were they thinking about your physical appearance last time they saw you? For some of you may have actually been crying because there is this tear here. So maybe this was out of some frustration, or maybe like, again, if you were running really fast, like the wind getting caught in your eyes. Okay. Third eye, we've got the color purple here. Maybe you were wearing purple. I do feel like your eyes themselves, they were very drawn into. So you've got very alluring eyes. I'm saying like almond shaped. You could have those kind of big doe eyes as well, but something about the eyes is really drawing me in. Specifically, like I said, more so almond I'm getting. We've got awaiting results. What do they think about your physical appearance? So again, it's like that upside down triangle here. So maybe this is even something you were wearing. Like you could have been wearing like a V-neck. Yeah. Oh my God, I didn't even notice in here. We've got the upside down triangle as well. Yeah. Something about like maybe this emphasis pointing down towards your cleavage or towards even your belly. Okay. Maybe if you had like a crop top on or something, like it could be that they were drawn to that area, but I feel like your person really likes your lower half a lot. Like they like the whole of you, but I feel like it's like there's more emphasis pointing towards your lower half. So they may be like, yeah, really interested in your butt. I don't know. Trying to keep it PG here. Okay. What do they think of how you looked the last time they saw you? Again, look at all this purple, blue. Like something about you looking very intuitive, which I know is hard to look intuitive, but it keeps coming through here, this third eye energy. Maybe like you were looking through them. Something about your gaze being very intense, okay? So even though you may have been looking away, but it's like if you looked at them, they would turn to stone, okay? Because I'm always seeing like, yeah, the snakes around the head like Medusa. So I don't know. Like they were scared. They felt scared to look at you or for you to look at them directly in some way. Now there's some fur here as well. So I don't know if you're wearing something kind of furry or maybe this is your hair. Okay. They might have been drawn into your hair or maybe thought your hair looked really nice. Something around the head. Maybe you were even wearing some kind of headdress or you're wearing your hair in a different style, like I said, of different color even. Okay. But let's take a look now at like what they were thinking about you as a whole and the connection, okay? So what were they thinking the last time they saw you? What were they thinking about you? What were they thinking about you at group 2? What were they thinking? Seek the truth. Okay. What were they thinking about you? Opportunity beckons. Something about self-deception is coming through here. Like I do feel like you make this person nervous, group 2. They definitely feel nervous. They definitely feel on edge when they're around you. Okay, this person has a crush on you for sure. If you're wondering that, they do. They definitely have a crush, because I feel like they wouldn't be feeling all of this nervousness and like this restless energy. Like I don't know, they felt like they needed to pace, they needed to get up, they needed to burn off some extra energy after seeing you. But there's something about a missed opportunity here as well that's coming through. Like they felt like maybe they missed a chance to be with you and they're having regrets about that. Okay, if things came to an end, if they screwed up, they're definitely having regrets. Okay. What were they thinking the last time they saw you, group 2? What were they thinking the last time they saw you? Balance. Okay. Now look how the two faces are kind of like morphing into each other here. Like maybe your faces look very similar. Like you could have the same eye color, same hair color, even though they don't have the same. It's like their faces look the same, like brother and sister though. I've said this before in a reading, and I think someone commented about it, but it's true. Like they literally, let me show you a bit closer. They do, like look at the shape of their nose, like their eyes, like even because this eye here, their left and right eye is literally merged. Okay, so yeah, something, you've definitely got some similarities in your facial features for sure. Yeah. But yeah, it's like your person wanted to morph together with you. Like they really wanted to get much closer than you, closer to you than they did, I feel like. Or maybe for some of you did get that close. Okay, and you were able to actually merge together in some way. But if you didn't, that's definitely something that they were thinking about. Take the lead. Ooh. See, I feel like they were considering making a move towards you, group 2, the last time they saw you. Or like I said, maybe they did. Okay, obviously if you're aware of it, but it feels like they may have been hiding that, or they may have bottled it and not actually gone ahead. Okay, but they were definitely thinking about it. You know, they felt this passion for you. They felt so happy to see you, and yeah, something about them wanting to make a plan, some kind of physical plan. Like they were thinking about it. I feel like they were thinking, what should I say to group 2? Or should I ask them out? Or should I message them? Like something, like even if you planned to meet up with them, like they were thinking about the next date, okay? Or they were thinking about what they could do next with you. Whereas if this was like a flyby run-in with them, an accidental run-in, they were definitely thinking how they could either extend the meeting or think about the next meeting. Okay, so let's just get a couple more here. And I will get some message cards and some fishbowl. Oh, and if this is resonating with you, please do give the video a like. And if it's not, please give the video a dislike. Honestly, all your engagement really does help. Because I'm trying to get my videos to push out a little bit further, because YouTube hasn't been promoting them outwardly as much as before. Now, I don't know why that is. That may be a me issue. It may be, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but just anything you could do to support me really does help. So whether it's liking or disliking, subscribing, or just commenting below, even just putting an emoji, okay, anything, it really does help. So just let YouTube know you want to see more. Okay. What was your person thinking the last time they saw you? Okay, so we've got to the sea. Okay, so maybe you were by water when you last saw each other, very in that literal sense. Okay, maybe there was water around you, whether you were by a lake, the sea. Ooh, loyal heart. Okay. What were they thinking the last time they saw you? Okay, I do feel like, again, look at her. She's like not focused. She's doing something else. So, and then building blocks. Yeah, I really feel like I said, you were working, you were doing something, your head was down. So for some of you, you may not have even spoken. Excuse me. Like it may just have been, like I said, they saw you, they didn't get a chance to actually speak to you, but they saw you from across the room or, you know, across the way. Like I said, if you were running outside or something. Yeah, so you may not even know this person saw you, group 2. Like you may not know, but if you do know, for instance, like you've recently gone somewhere like that, and you suspected maybe they saw you or you saw them. You definitely did. Okay. But I just feel like there's this, I don't know, they felt like they had to go with the flow. Like, so this is what makes me think it was quite spontaneous in a way, okay, or unexpected. Because there's this, okay, just got to go with the flow. I wasn't expecting this, but just see what happens. Okay. But then there's that part of them that was like, just go with the flow. But then they were also thinking, how can I make something work? How could I build on this with group 2? How could I ask them out or take it to the next level? And then we've got loyal heart. So, wow. I mean, look at that. The 2 owls looking at each other. Their eyes are looking at each other, but see how their bodies are actually facing away from each other. So, yeah, even if you were, like I said, on opposite sides of the room, like I said, if you know that you saw this person in this moment, it's like you made eye contact, but you weren't, it kind of feels like you weren't able to speak. That's what I'm sensing here. Like maybe you were able to say hi, but that was it. Like there may have been some other distractions or external forces at work that were kind of keeping you apart in some way. But it's like, even though you may have been like busy doing other things, moving in different directions, both your eyes were focused on each other. But it could have even been like a mismatch. Like you looked at them and they weren't looking at you. Then you looked down and then they looked at you. And there was a bit of this sort of back and forth going on with eye contact, missing the eye contact, and then at points being able to hold it with each other. But it was quite minimal from what I'm sensing here. Okay, so let me get some message cards from your person and then I'll get some fishbowl. Okay. So, group number 2. What was your person thinking the last time they saw you? What was your person thinking the last time they saw you? I will wait for a sign from you. Okay. I know I messed up everything. Just being near you is intoxicating. Wow. I mean, that doesn't surprise me, especially being over that loyal heart card. Because, yeah, like I said, your person is crushing on you badly, group 2, badly. Like they just feel like they're enveloped by your energy when they're near you. Like they can't focus on anything else. Even if they appear to be focused, it's like their head, it's like they're hyper vigilant when they see you. If they know that you're in the same room, even if you're on the opposite end, you're doing something different, like they just can't take their eyes off you. They always want to know whereabouts in the room you are. Like they're just, like I said, hyper aware of your existence. Okay. But yeah, they may have messed something up here with the 2 of you. They may have done something that they know has caused a rift potentially, or I don't know, but there's something here. They may think that you're no longer interested. They may sense that you are, but yeah, they were thinking that they wanted to wait for a sign from you, maybe to go ahead or to approach you in some way. So if they did approach you, that was because you gave them some kind of signal that it was safe to do so. Okay, if they didn't approach you, they felt that there wasn't a sign from you to go ahead with that. Okay, even if you felt like you gave them signals, they didn't interpret it that way, I feel like. Okay, because like I said, they were waiting for a sign. The moment it got deep, I had to run away. So yeah, there it is. The moment it got deep, they did. They felt like if things did get quite close or intimate between the 2 of you, or if there was some kind of emotional exchange, like this caused them to bolt and run the other way. Okay. And I feel like that's something that they were thinking about. And I feel like they were kind of kicking themselves internally and going, why did I do that? Like, it felt good. Why did I run away? Why did I run away from group 2? You feel safe to me. I know you will never judge me. So, I think that's really sweet from your person, okay? Because even though they've messed up, maybe you're somebody that has a lot of forgiveness, you know, and that maybe you've been openly forgiving with them. Maybe you haven't been like holding a grudge, or certainly that may be what they think, okay? But something about, yeah, they can feel safe with you. Even though they feel nervous as hell around you, it's not because they don't feel safe in one sense. I feel like they do worry about how you may react and respond to them if they were to push things with you, but they feel like if the timing was right, you could be somebody very safe, where they feel like they could be their true selves with you. Like you can bring out their true character, which I feel like your person is just starting to realize. Because I feel like they've never felt that kind of safety with other people where they could actually be who they are without being judged. So maybe you know certain things about this person, maybe certain things about their past that they're not proud of, and you're still willing to be open to them and to forgive or to give them a chance. And they really appreciate that about you. Okay, so let's get some fishbowl messages now. So what was your person thinking the last time they saw you, group 2? What was your person thinking the last time they saw you? Okay, so I'm just going to grab like a few. I'll talk about them when they're all out. Okay. What were they thinking the last time they saw you? So the third house, so communication, Mercury energy. So yeah, they definitely were thinking they wanted to speak to you. That's a certain here, okay? Now, this could be that you bumped into each other where, like somewhere local, okay? Somewhere that you go often or they go often, because this is about like those places that you go to on a daily basis, like work or school or food shopping or to a cafe. Oh, just dropping the cards, just ignore me. Yeah, so this could be somebody somewhere local that both of you or one of you frequents. I release you so I can find me. Money is coming. Let's read these first. Retrograde, ashamed, third party interference, soft, body language, and Pluto. Wow, okay. So, I mean, the money is coming thing. We definitely had a few money signifiers coming through. So again, it could be another work connection, or again, felt like you were focused on money, or maybe that you looked like you were very well moneyed that day. Okay. But here, Pluto and I release you. I mean, this is about endings and transformations here. So they may have felt like they had to release you so they could find themselves. Like, again, something about being connected to you has helped them understand themselves on a deeper level. Okay, maybe the way that you've acted towards them, maybe even just in your kindness. Okay, or if you've come across as quite soft in a way. It's like maybe they're not used to that kind of treatment, but it's helped them tap into different parts of themselves that they didn't even know were there. Okay, so you've definitely helped this person to awaken in many ways that I don't even feel like you realize. Like you have a great impact on your person, group 2. Really, really strong. Very intense. Okay, their feelings were very intense for you. I mean, the body language as well. I feel like they did do a lot with their body language. Whether or not you were able to notice, but I feel like you did, group 2. I feel like you sensed it, like you saw something, like again, in their eye contact or just in the way that their body was. Like they say you can tell where someone's interest is by where their feet are pointing. And if, say you're in a group of people and they're talking to someone else, so their head is looking at this person they're talking to, but their feet are pointing towards you, their body is still pointing towards you. It's like unconsciously that's still where their attention is. So maybe that's something you noticed, okay? Maybe it's not something specific you noticed, but it's like the subtlety of it. That's the point with body language. Oftentimes it happens so microscopically that we don't pick up on it, okay? But we sense it. We don't necessarily pick up on the reasons why we sense it. So yeah, whether or not you were able to pick that up specifically or not, it's like you could sense that they were focused on you, okay? And they definitely were, and their body language was showing it, okay? Now the retrograde as well, this is about coming back. So something about this being a second chance for the two of you, okay? So I definitely don't feel like this was the first time you saw each other. Like this last time, I know for a lot of you probably that won't be the case, but yeah, I feel like this was like, again, another meeting. So maybe you met in the same place that you did previously before, okay? Or more so about wanting a reconnection. I mean, that's been very clear throughout this reading. They do want a reconnection with you. They want to restart things again. Now, it may be here that this was the issue, this third party interference. So there was someone that came between your connection. Now, it could have been on your side or their side. And it doesn't always have to be romantic either. Third parties can be family. Third party interferences can be friends. It could also be work, okay? Whatever comes through as a distraction, okay, or an interference. So there is definitely external forces kind of splitting you and this person apart, it feels like group 2. But yeah, something about them feeling ashamed by it. It's like they wish that they hadn't let this person get in the way between the two of you. So they are having regrets, okay? And that's what they were thinking. Like, it's almost like I said, they were internally kicking themselves. They were looking at you and going, oh my God, why did I do this? Especially if they did choose someone else over you in a romantic sense. They're regretting that now. Especially, I feel like they may have come to an end, if that's the case, and they're now regretting, like, why did I choose them? Like, my group 2 is so amazing. My group 2 is the one. My group 2 is far greater than who I was just focused on. So this is where that regret sets in for them, okay? So they were definitely having a lot of thoughts about you, group 2, a lot of thoughts. So I really hope that this resonates with you. Please do comment below if it did resonate. And don't forget to give the video a like or subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, the link to my website is below in the description box. I do hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now. Hey group 3. So let's take a look at what your person was thinking the last time they saw you. Okay, so I'm going to get into what they were thinking, but first I'm just going to look at what they thought about your physical appearance, okay? Because the appearance is the first thing we see anyway, and I feel like those messages will also come through, and I feel like also a lot of you really want to know that. Okay, so I'll look first at what they thought of how you looked in your physical appearance, and then like what they were thinking about you as a whole and your connection, okay? So what did they think of how you looked the last time they saw you? What do they think of how you looked the last time they saw you? Okay, so we have the sacral chakra. What did they think of how you looked the last time they saw you? Action. Attachment. What do they think of how you looked the last time they saw you? Oh, wow. Okay, storm warning. Okay. So first of all, I'm really drawn into this monochrome here. So you may have been wearing monochrome, black and white, or there's something about contrast that's coming through here strongly. So yeah, you could have been wearing, if you've got very pale skin, for instance, you may have been wearing black, okay? Or if you've got very tan skin, maybe you're wearing white. Okay, so, or like she is in this image, she's got very dark hair, very pale skin, and then wearing white. So the contrast of the black to the white is very strong. So maybe it wasn't even black and white necessarily, but just, yeah, even contrasting colors. Okay, maybe even something connected to your hair. Maybe like your hair looked very multi-tonal or something. Maybe you've got like a brunette or a blonde balayage. Okay, we've got multi-tonal hair in some way. Or like I said, if you've got black hair, like maybe you're wearing white, or if you've got blonde hair, you're wearing black. Okay, it's definitely something about this contrast. But look, I mean, the appreciation card here, they really, really loved how you looked. Okay, they really appreciated how you looked. This is giving me Empress energy. Okay, they thought that you looked beautiful or handsome, you know, whether you're a man or a woman. They thought that you were dressed impeccably as well. If you're a female, you may have been wearing a long dress, okay? Or these could have been like long trousers. That something about volume though at the bottom. So yeah, it could have been something you were wearing, something flowy on the bottom, or something that was loose fitting, okay? And what else is coming through here? We've also got grey, even though again we've got a bit of this contrast of the storm, this twister here. So yeah, I don't know, maybe you're also wearing grey, or I'm seeing twirling. I don't know why, but that's going to be a really specific message for someone here. But I don't know if you were spinning. I mean, that could mean a multitude of things. Maybe you actually go to like a spinning class. So yeah, maybe they saw you doing that. But like I'm seeing like, you know, twirling, and then like wherever the floaty outfit seems like it was like, I don't know, it was just floating like round effortlessly. So strange. But again, maybe not. Maybe it makes sense to you. Now I'm also seeing jewelry here, specifically silver, okay, or something maybe like a diamond, something that's shiny. I'm seeing shiny, but it looks to me like a necklace, like I'm drawn into the lightning here. So yeah, it could have been like you're wearing a necklace that was then drawing attention downwards as well. Again, I definitely see the emphasis drawing towards the bottom in some way. Okay, what do they think of your physical appearance? What else is coming through? Now, you may have been on the move in some way with the action card. Okay, so yeah, they could have seen you walking somewhere, could have seen you running. I've had a bit of that come through in the other readings as well. So think about being on the move a lot today. So yeah, whether this was maybe you were just walking, maybe you like passed each other, maybe they were behind you, because I kind of see you as this white horse and them as the black. So yeah, maybe they were behind you or they were trying to catch up to you. Maybe they came up from behind you, like tapped you on the back of the shoulder or something, and then you noticed them. Could be. But what were they noticing about your physical appearance? There's something in your hand here. I keep seeing in all of these images, something being in your hand. I mean, she's got like a hanky there. She's got a mask. She's got like the ball of the sacral chakra energy. So yeah, I don't know, you were definitely holding something, probably a phone. Okay, most people have phones in their hands all the time, or maybe it was a tissue, cup of coffee or tea or wine or a beer. I don't know, like holding something for sure. Maybe for some of you, you were holding flowers. Okay. But what else is coming through? Something about you being chained somewhere. Like, I don't know, even though I see you being on the move, it's like maybe, I don't know, it's like you were chained to somewhere, you broke the chain and then bolted. That's a really strange sentence. I don't know, well, not strange, but it's not making a lot of sense to me, but maybe it does to you. I don't know. I don't know if I'm connecting with this at all. Please comment below if it's making sense already, because I actually don't know. I'm going to get some more information here. So what do they think of how you looked? For some of you may have had a flower in your hair or some kind of like hair accessory, or your hair could have been scraped back on top. Like if you're a man, it could have been like in like a quiff or something. For a woman, you may have like said had it up in a ponytail, or you may have had some kind of accessory in it. Doesn't have to be, of course. The third eye. That one's come through a few times today as well. Okay. What were they thinking about your physical appearance when they... I'm going to move this actually. The last time they saw you. Giving and receiving. So there's multiple colours coming through here. Okay, maybe you were wearing something that was multicoloured. Change your focus. What were they drawn in by your physical appearance? Your face seems to be prominently on display here, because I'm seeing like a high neckline. Yeah, like it definitely feels like you're wearing something with a high neckline. Like I'm not seeing any like cleavage exposed here or like chest exposed so much. It feels like you were very covered up in some way. So they were really drawn in by your face, okay, because they didn't see much of the other bodies. Again, it's like maybe you're wearing something kind of floaty, maybe fitted on top, floaty on the bottom. But either way, it feels like, yeah, the neckline was quite high. Okay, I'm also drawn into the wings here. I don't know about the wings. Like maybe if you're a man specifically if you're a man, I feel like your lats, your back, like they were drawn into how your back, like if you work out in the gym and you train your lats, you know, it gives you that kind of triangular shape, okay, where your waist cinches in and it brings out the lats. So it, again, makes your waist look smaller, okay, which is like the ideal proportion for men and women. So it could be, but maybe, yeah, if you're a woman though, it's like, it's something about being drawn into the waist. Like you may have like an hourglass shape. Okay. And they were drawn in by your hourglass. Yeah. something about your hands, though. Your hands is something really prominent here. So again, maybe this is one of the only places that was really on display, because it seems like you were, like I said, quite covered up in other ways here. So maybe, yeah, they were drawn into your hands, or maybe some jewelry, or the way that your nails looked. They were looking at your hands, or maybe they were drawn into like what you were holding in your hands. Okay. I'm just going to get a couple more on this, and then I'll look at what they were actually thinking. What were they thinking? Okay, so what were they thinking about your physical appearance, group 3, when they last saw you? Oh my God, look again, the high neck and the hands. It's like the face and the hands is what they were looking at more than anything. And it's not because they didn't want to look at anything else, but I feel like it's just something about what was on display. Face. I think they love the way your face looks. Like, you've got a very nice looking face. Maybe it's quite symmetrical. Yeah, or they really like your profile. There's a lot about profiles coming through here. Your nose, like the way that your profile is shaped, maybe the way your nose looks from the side, or your chin. It's like, yeah, maybe you've got like a bit of a diamond shaped face, or an upside down triangle, something about the chin and being quite sculpted, like having like a strong jaw, or like a very defined jawline is coming through. Yeah, okay, so that's what I see for physical appearance. Let me look more so now at what they were thinking and feeling in terms of your connection as a whole, okay? So when you last saw your person, let me just adjust this a second. When you last saw your person, what were they thinking and feeling about you and about the connection? When you last saw them, what were they thinking and feeling about you and the connection? Okay, so we've got Treasure Island. Ooh. Okay, I'll just get a couple more. What were they thinking and feeling when they last saw you? Flexible. Regeneration. Wow, okay. What were they thinking and feeling the last time they saw you? Why? And a leg up. Okay. So they may have been feeling like they needed some kind of leg up. Maybe they wanted someone to help them when it comes to your connection. Okay, maybe they were asking, like, I don't know, a mutual friend or a colleague to kind of help them along in some way. Or maybe they feel like, yeah, they need a leg up, like they're not able to, I don't know, maybe they're not able to approach you in some way without some kind of opening, invitation. Yeah, definitely something about them. They wanted change, okay, with the regeneration card. They did want a change with the two of you. So, yeah, if you weren't interacting very much, they didn't like that, okay? They wanted more from it, I feel like. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like they sense something about you has changed. Yeah, so again, maybe in the way that you dress, or just as a whole, the energy that you're giving off to them seems like it's changed in some way. Like they feel like you've gone under like an overhaul. Maybe you've had like a recent glow up or something, you know, you're looking the best you've ever looked. I definitely feel like, yeah, they thought that you looked amazing, even if you were quite like covered up in some way. Like for some of you may have even been doing, like I said, exercise, yoga. But like, for instance, maybe your body was like fully covered up, head, you know, neck to ankles, but it was form fitting. So it may have been, even though I'm seeing floatiness for some of you, it may be the opposite. You're wearing something very tight that was showing off your curves. Okay, but your skin was still technically covered. Okay, so yeah, again, I know a bit of a side note, again, about a physical appearance, but definitely it's strong coming through here. They definitely felt attracted to you, if that's something you were wondering as well. I do see that. And there's something about fantasy coming through here. Like I see them fantasizing about you, and without getting too crude or about it, but I feel like they were like mentally undressing you. So again, it may have even worked in your favor, like what you were wearing, because it kind of made them want to like mentally undress you. Okay, I definitely see that. And they definitely were in a bit of a fantasy world. Okay, but then there's something here that they were questioning. They were questioning something. They were wondering why. So I just want to ask, what were they questioning? What were they questioning here? What were they questioning? But they may have also seen you like moving from one thing to the next, being very flexible, like I said, being on the move, doing different things. Like you weren't just sat in the same spot. You definitely seem to be like here, there, and everywhere. So if this was like at a social event, it's like you were networking, speaking to lots of different people. Or if this was at the gym, obviously moving from machine to machine or exercise to exercise. Or yeah. But what were they questioning? Why is this Y card come through, please? Ooh, 5 of Wands. So that's a lot of frustration, a lot of anger. They may have been wondering, whether they have competition. I know, unless you actually had some kind of heated exchange. Obviously, if you did, then that's, they felt heated about it. They may have felt quite angry. Okay, but if you know that wasn't the case, I do feel like they may have been questioning and wondering, do you have other options? Are they going to have to fight for you? Are they going to have to beat other people to get to you? 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, so it's something about you juggling. So again, maybe they think that you are juggling more than one person, or that, again, you were juggling a few different activities at that moment, and they were trying to find the right moment to approach you, to say something to you potentially. 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's more work energy here. You were definitely busy, but why were they? What were they asking why about? Yeah, look, I mean, Knight of Cups, they wanted to approach you and offer you something quite sweet. Okay, it feels like, yeah, look at all the love here. And even in his hand, it looks like he's got a candle. Even though it's a cup, but it kind of looks like it's a candle. And there's like a bunch of roses there. So it's kind of sweet. The same with like Treasure Island. I feel like they were wanting to give you a gift of some description. Maybe they had a gift on them to give to you, but maybe they did. If you know that they gave you a gift, then obviously that makes sense. But for some of you, they may have just not given it to you because they were too afraid. Okay, or they may have just been questioning, as well, like what do they need to do to win you over? Especially when they think that there's competition, they may feel like, what does group 3 really want? Will they appreciate flowers? Will they appreciate perfume or aftershave? Will they appreciate going out for a meal? Or what is it that group 3 wants? So I feel like they're really questioning that because they so admire you. They really do. They appreciate your beauty, your handsomeness if you're a man. They really see your positive traits. I feel like they see some of your flaws as well, but it's like they look at you as a realistic person, which is quite nice. Even though they have this fantasy element to them, like I do feel that they can be quite grounded in reality at points, and they can be quite logical. But yeah, it's like they're trying to think objectively, what is the best way to approach you? So yeah, this person is interested, that's for sure. If that's something you were wondering, group 3, they're definitely interested in you. Okay, and they're interested in dating you, it feels like, or offering you something romantic. Let's just get some message cards from them, and then I'll look at the fishbowl. So what were they thinking the last time they saw you? I can't stop thinking about you. Okay, so yeah, they were feeling maybe bordering on obsessed thinking about you. They were thinking a lot when they saw you, and you were always on their minds. I said once you were in the room or once you were around each other, that was it. I am not available. I don't feel like this is them thinking this. I feel like this is them thinking that you are not available. Okay. Now, for some of you, maybe that is the case in terms of if they have another relationship. They may have another relationship, but they still think of you. If you know that this person is single though, yeah, it's like in the last time they saw you, like I said, they see you as being so busy. So they thought that you weren't available to them is what I sensed that was. I hide behind material things. So maybe they feel like they need to impress you with material things. And that's the way to get your attention. Okay, or maybe, like I said, they were themselves hiding behind like their work, or if they were working out or doing something, like they could have literally been hiding as well and they first saw you. Okay, they could have been like, saw you and then freaked out and then hid round a corner and thought, I don't know how to handle this. Maybe they weren't expecting it. I chose me and you chose them. So yeah, they may feel like you've chosen somebody else over them. Even if that's not the case, they're definitely suspicious of that. With every blink, there you are. So there it is. They are pretty obsessed with you. Okay, it's certainly the last time they saw you in person. And since they last saw you in person, I do feel like, oh, where am I dropping more cards? Oh, goodness. They haven't been able to stop thinking about you. It's very, very intense energy, obsessive mental energy coming through here. Right, I'm just going to pull out a few and then we'll discuss what comes through, okay? So what was this that flew out over here? Double date. Oh, that one came through in another reading earlier. Interesting, double date. Okay. So they may have been thinking that they wanted a double date with you, or I don't know, with you and their friend perhaps. Obviously that's what a double date is. So they could have been thinking that. Green eyes. So if you have green eyes, of course they were admiring your green eyes, but maybe they were thinking your eyes looked green, even if they're not green. Disappear. So maybe you disappeared from them. Maybe in that moment that they saw you and then you disappeared and like, where did you go? We've got fickle, karmic, negative results, and then I wish it was different. Oh, and the last one, get ready. So yeah, I feel like your person was definitely dissatisfied with like the outcome of your connection on that day. Okay, I feel like they themselves were getting ready to, like I said, ask you out, or to maybe even to receive something from you, or to, like I said, to give you something. They were like getting ready, but then, like I said, maybe you left and they weren't expecting you to leave like as quickly, or yeah, they felt quite negative at the end, because I feel like, yeah, they were annoyed at themselves. They were annoyed that they didn't come forwards, or that the opportunity didn't present itself for the two of you that day. So something about that I definitely feel like was frustrating to them. Yeah, they weren't sure. They weren't sure of how you felt. And they definitely didn't want it to be that way. They wanted more, okay? They wish it was different, okay? So yeah, there was a part of them that was wishing that things were different, and that there was more of this open opportunity for the two of you to connect on a deeper level, okay? But I mean, we've got karmic here, and karmic is events that happen that are outside of our control, okay? So they did feel like there were things happening in that moment when you saw each other that, yeah, they couldn't help. So again, maybe it was just the timing of it. When you were actually seeing each other, it just wasn't maybe convenient to approach you or to take things to the next level, okay? But it's like they appreciate the fact that they were able to see you, but they just wish that it was under different circumstances, or that they would have another opportunity to do what it is they want to do when it comes to you, to offer you something, to go on a date, to gift you something, to take things again to the next level. So this is what I see for you, group 3. I really hope it resonates. Please do comment below if it does. I would love to know what you think. And your support really does help. Even if you just put an emoji, it helps YouTube push my video out into the algorithm so we can get a bit more exposure, because it's been sticking around the same numbers for a while now. I've been doing this for so long, and I don't know what the magic recipe is, but I know engagement helps. So thank you so much in advance for those of you that do choose to engage. And like I said, even if you don't like the video, just give it a down vote, okay? Because that would still help. It's still engagement. So thank you so much in advance. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, the link to my website is below. I do hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now.